Hello young little minds, welcome to All 4 e-learning program. This is physics session number 9. I am DNR. We were doing with vectors. I have started with vectors, right? So our topic is vectors. Today we shall talk about the addition of vectors. So I was in the previous session I have just started with the addition of vectors, right? We'll continue with that from this session. Now, before going this, let's have a recall of what we have learned till date. So, I've been telling you first, physics is a subject of measurement. We measure. When you measure, you get a quantity. Physical quantities, two types, scalars and vectors. Scalars are mere numbers with just number unit, and it has got just magnitude, no direction. Even if they have got direction, no significance. They do not obey the laws of vectors. Vectors are physical quantities which possess magnitude, direction, a unit, direction and a specific direction, and they obey the laws of vectors. Then I have said the representation of vectors, three methods. You can represent vector by three methods. Later we studied about the different types of vectors. I have explained about different types of vectors. Then we have talked about the addition of vectors. So addition of vectors is possible by two methods, graph method, analytical method. Graph method is by diagram picture form, triangle law and polygon law. So in the previous session we have learned about triangle law and polygon law. Now we shall talk about parallelogram law of vectors, a very important parallelogram law of vectors, a very important law to find the resultant of two vectors. Parallelogram law of vectors. First of all, to whom it is applicable? It is applicable to two vectors of same physical quantities, two similar vectors. This key is applicable for two similar vectors. First one, in a sense they have got same unit, same dimensional formula, they belong to the same physical quantity. First. Second, they must be co-initial vectors or co-terminal vectors. They are acting at a point. Co-initial, co-terminal vectors. Right? So, if you consider such two vectors, so if two vectors belonging to the same physical quantity called similar vectors, right, which are co-initial starting from the same point, and if they are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, I am representing them as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram like this. They are starting from the same point. This is vector A bar, this is vector B bar at this point O. Then for such vectors, you can define the resultant of the two vectors by this law. You know, this is actually the analytical method, the mathematical way, the formula way of deriving, getting the resultant value. You substitute the values in a formula, get the answer. Analytical method. Well, we have learned about the geometrical method. Geometry method is, suppose if there are two vectors, if two vectors are represented as two sides of a triangle in magnitude and direction taken in an order. Two vectors, similar of course, belong to the same physical quantity. If they are represented as two sides of a triangle, this is one vector represented as one side. The terminal of the first vector is connected to the initial of the second vector. The terminal point of the first vector is connected to the initial of the second vector like this. They are represented by two sides taken in order. Then the third side of the triangle taken in the reverse order, the opposite way. Actually, you see, for these two vectors I am taking in an order, A bar, B bar, same order. The third side taken in the reverse order, right? This represents the resultant vector R bar. So R bar is A bar plus B bar. Now in this triangle law, actually we find the magnitude and the direction by diagram method. So I have imagined a scale. Each centimeter of my straight line is so and so units. So length of this respective magnitude, according to this magnitude you take the length of this. Now add the initial point to the final point. Join the initial to the final. I get the resultant vector. So this resultant vector is the third side of the triangle represents the result vector. You know the length of the vector gives you the magnitude, and the direction, the angle what makes here, you find the angle alpha, that will be the direction of the resultant vector. So this is the diagram method, graphical method, pictorial method of finding the resultant vector. But now we are going to find the same, whatever answer you get here, you will get the same thing here also. But here we are going to do it by the analytical method, the formula method, right? So how we are going to do it, just understand. Please be keen on the board there. Please look at carefully, understand the things. Very important with respect to all exams. In most of the further chapters in physics where the application vector is applied, now this formula is applied the most. In vectors, the most useful formula in various other topics is the most useful formula. So you have to be very careful while learning this. Okay. So look, I shall put it very neatly, right? Listen carefully, try to understand the things properly. Okay, right? So if two similar vectors, what do I mean similar? Similar in sense, they belong to the same physical quantity, they have got same unit, same dimensional formula. If two similar vectors, right, co-initial to one another, starting from the same point, two co-initial similar vectors, right, are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. I am representing as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram like this, starting from the same point O, in magnitude and direction. What do I mean by this word, in magnitude and direction? That is, according to the magnitudes of the vector, you have to take the length of the segment. Length, suppose A has a magnitude, A magnitude is something like 100 newtons and B has a magnitude of 50 newtons. So I have taken each centimeter is 25 newtons, suppose. Then 100 newtons, draw a 4 centimeter line. Now B is 50 newtons, draw a 2 centimeter line, like that. In magnitude, respective length. According to the magnitude, the length should be taken. The lengths must be in proportion to their magnitudes. I mean magnitude. And direction also. So according to their respective direction, you have to consider the parallelogram. The parallelogram can be like this. It can be a parallelogram this way, or it can be a rectangle. It can be a parallelogram like this. So according to the direction you have to take. It can be an acute angle parallelogram. It can be a right angle triangle, this thing, or it can be obtuse. According to the direction you have to take. So I mean representing them in magnitude and direction in sense, the length of these sides must be proportional to their magnitude, and the direction along which they are acting, along the same direction you have to represent. So if two co-initial, starting from the same point, similar vectors belonging to the same physical quantity are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in magnitude and direction, then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vector. I said two co-initial vectors starting from the same point. Now the diagonal which is passing from the same point, the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the same point represents the resultant vector. Right? So A passing through O, B passing through, and the resultant will also pass through the point, same point O. Well, for a parallelogram, there are two diagonals. Suppose if I consider a parallelogram like this, even this is also a diagonal. We don't consider this diagonal, we are taking this. So the diagonal that is passing through the point of intersection of vector, now that resultant, that diagonal represents the resultant of these two vectors in magnitude and direction. Again, right, corresponding to its magnitude, its length will be, the length of this resultant vector will be according to the proportional to its magnitude, and well, the direction of the resultant, this also will be along according to its direction there, resultant direction. Right? So parallelogram vectors, parallelogram law vectors, the statement is given like this. Please just concentrate. If two co-initial similar vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, in magnitude and direction. You see the vectors must be co-initial vectors. Well, two vectors intersecting like this, you cannot find the resultant. Well, again you have to displace them, make them co-initial, then find the resultant. Suppose if two vectors are intersecting this way, you cannot draw a parallelogram like this and find the resultant like this. How about the remaining part? So that is not possible. So two vectors co-initial, and they must belong to the same physical quantity. Two co-initial similar vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Well, parallelogram has got four sides. Now, which two sides? Are you representing these two or these two? No. The vectors starting from the same point adjacent to one another. Even these two are also adjacent. Now, these two, you cannot find the resultant from these two. So, it is the adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Right? Then, if two co-initial similar vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in magnitude and direction, their length is proportional to, their length must be proportional to their magnitudes, right? Then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vectors. So two vectors intersecting here, the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vectors represents the resultant vector R bar of these two vectors. Well, this is nothing but the other form of triangular. You see, if I represent this A bar, B bar as two sides of a triangle, look this, if A bar is like this is A bar. And if I represent this B bar as the continuation to A bar like this, two vectors taken in order. I am taking in order. So here in parallelogram law, you don't take in order. You take as if they are starting from same point, co-initial. But in triangular, you should consider that they are in order. So if A bar and B bar are represented as two sides of a triangle in magnitude direction taken in order, in a sense, the final point of the first is connected to the initial of the second. Then the third side of the triangle taken in the reverse order represents the resultant vector. You see, this, if this is A bar, this is B bar. These both are parallel and equal. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So if this is B bar, this is B bar. And then this is the third side resultant. It is the triangle law itself. But the triangle law is the graph way of finding the resultant. The diagram method, graphical method, you find it by the picture form, pictorial method of finding the resultant. But here we are going to find it by a formula. So we shall derive a formula for the resultant there. So whenever you have values, just substitute the formula, you will get the answer for it. You need not draw the diagram always for all the problems, right? So if two vectors, two co-initial similar vectors represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in magnitude and direction, then the resultant, the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vectors represents the resultant vector in magnitude and direction. In magnitude and direction. So this is the statement. Now let us find the resultant magnitude there. Now how to find the result magnitude? Now let me consider two vectors A bar and B bar. Two vectors A bar and B bar are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Let's say ABCD. Sorry, OABC. Let us take the parallelogram as OABC like this. So two vectors A bar, B bar represented as two adjacent sides of parallelogram OABC, where vector OA, so OA represents A bar. This OC represents B bar. OC is B bar. Then, well, OC and AB both are B bar only, so it is AB bar even. Because both are opposite and parallel, equal. Now the diagonal, this OB bar represents R bar. So the resultant is OB, that is R bar. Well, magnitudes also, mod OA bar is mod A bar simply A. Let me write as A. Mod OC bar, magnitude of OC or magnitude of AB, this is B. Just simply B. Then magnitude of OB bar, the resultant magnitude, mod OB bar is simply R. Then if it is like this, then how to find the resultant? So let me write this here. OA bar is A bar, mod OA bar is A. Right? And A. So just remember this, first one, second and the third one. Okay. Now, In this one, let us make a small construction. Let's make a small construction, right? Extend this line OA and drop a perpendicular from B. So I am extending this line OA like this and drop a perpendicular from B. Now both meet at a point D. This is a right angle. Now from the figure, OBD is a right angled triangle. So OBD is a right angled triangle. OBD is right angled triangle. So from this triangle, right angled triangle, in a right angled triangle you can apply Pythagoras theorem. Now apply Pythagoras theorem. So according to Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse, OB is hypotenuse, OD is the base and BD is the height, their altitude. So OB square, hypotenuse square is base, OD square plus BD square. This is Pythagoras. But what is OD? OD is OA plus AD. So substitute here OA plus. So OB square is equal to OA plus AD whole square plus BD square. So this is the simple manipulation. Now square upon. So when I square, I get OB square is OA square plus 2 into OA AD plus AD square plus BD square. So this is the first expression I have got, equation 1. Yes. Now consider this right angle triangle ABD. Consider the right angle triangle ABD in this right angle triangle. Now let the angle between the vectors be theta. If this is theta, even this is also theta. Now from this right angle triangle, from the right angle triangle ADB, ADB is right angled triangle. Then from this again apply Pythagoras theorem. So AB square, hypotenuse AB square is AD square plus BD square. So it is AD square plus BD square. Similarly, find cos theta. Apply trigonometry. What is cos theta? Adjacent by hypotenuse. It is AD by AB. So cross multiplying, I can write AD as, so AD is equal to AB cos theta. Well, these two, let it be 2, equation 2. Now substitute this 2 in one equation. So what is the equation 1 there? First equation, from 1 I have got OB square is equal to OA square plus 2OA into AD. Here we have got AD as AB cos theta. By trigonometry, cos theta in this triangle, cos theta adjacent by hypotenuse, AD by AB. So AD by AB. So AD is AB cos theta. So I shall substitute AD here as AB cos theta. Plus, here you have got AD square plus BD square. But AD square plus BD square here from equation 2 is AB square. I shall substitute AD square plus BD square as AB square. So therefore OB square is OA square plus 2OA AB cos theta plus AB square. Now substitute the respective things there. OB we have got the magnitude of OB is R. So this is R square. Well, OA, magnitude of OA is A. So this is R square is A square plus 2 OA is A. AB is nothing but B. AB and OC both are same. It's B cos theta plus AB square. Well, AB is nothing but B. It is B square. So R square. So R is equal to under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the magnitude of the resultant, mod R bar. The magnitude of the resultant vector of two vectors acting at an angle theta, its magnitude is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB. A direct formula, an analytical formula from which you can directly find out, substitute things, get the magnitude of the resultant of two vectors acting at an angle theta. So any two vectors, suppose if two vectors are represented as two sides like this in a parallelogram, this is A, this is B, angle theta. If two vectors are acting at a point at an angle theta, then the diagonal from in the middle like this. The diagonal in the middle represents the resultant like this. This diagonal here, from here to here, this resultant, this represents the resultant vector. The diagonal represents the resultant vector passing from this point to this point in a parallelogram like this. And the magnitude of the resultant mod r root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos tau. So you need not draw the diagram, just directly substitute in the values, mathematically just do some arithmetic, get the answer. So the analytical way of finding the magnitude of the resultant of the two vectors is like this. Mod a, if two vectors a bar b bar are acting at an angle theta at a point co-initial, then the magnitude of the resultant is root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos tau. Then how about the direction? Well, in the same triangle OBD, this same triangle OBD, right angle triangle OBD, now consider what is tan alpha. Let the resultant make an angle alpha like this. Well, theta is the angle between the vectors A and B. Now take angle only, the angle made by the resultant alpha. Then from that triangle, from the right angle triangle ABD, now what is tan alpha? Tan alpha, you know, according to trigonometry, tan alpha is opposite by adjacent. So opposite by adjacent. So opposite is BD by the adjacent is OD. But you know, we have substituted OD as OA plus AD. OD is OA plus AD. So it's OA plus AD. So the resultant tan alpha, the direction of the resultant is obtained by tan alpha BD by OA plus AD. Well, AD I have already got it as AB cos theta. From this right angle triangle ABD I have already got AD. Now in that triangle take sin theta. If I consider sin theta, now look, what is sin? Opposite by adjacent. It is BD by AB. Opposite BD by AB. So what is BD? AB sin theta. So substituting here, it is AB sin theta by OA plus AD. AD I have got as AB cos theta. So it is AB cos theta. So I get tan alpha is equal to AB. What is magnitude AB? AB is same as B. So magnitude of AB is B. Sin theta by OA. OA is nothing but length A. It is A plus B cos theta. So the direction of the resultant is obtained as tan alpha is B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So this way you find the resultant magnitude. I shall once again give the clear picture of this derivation. Have a glance over it. Please look here. So now our topic is parallelogram law of vectors. How to find the resultant by parallelogram law of vectors. Parallelogram law. Actually, parallelogram law is the analytical form of finding the resultant of two vectors. Analytical method, right? Mathematical method. The formula method of finding the resultant there. Now, how do you find it? First, consider two vectors, A bar, B bar. Two vectors belonging to the same physical quantity. Two similar vectors, co-initial vectors. So two co-initial similar vectors represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, like this. A bar is A, B bar is B. So I am representing two vectors A and B like this, two adjacent sides of a parallelogram this way. If two similar co-initial similar vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in magnitude and direction, then the diagonal passing through the same point of intersection, the diagonal passing the point of intersection of vectors of the parallelogram, point of intersection of vectors represents the resultant vector in magnitude and direction. So the resultant, this resultant is the diagonal of the parallelogram which is passing through the same point of intersection of the vectors there, R. Now, how do you find R? Let's make a small construction. So let consider two vectors A bar, B bar as two adjacent sides OA and OC. Complete the parallelogram. Well, OA will be CB and OC will be AB. Both are equal and parallel like this. Right? Parallel and equal. And make a small construction. Extend this line OA. Drop a perpendicular. So make it a right angle triangle like this. Right angle triangle. So OBD is a right angle triangle. From OBD right angle triangle, apply Pythagoras theorem. So OB square is OD square plus BD square. So OB square is OD square plus BD square. But what is OD? OA plus AD. So OA plus AD whole square. Square upon OA square, 2 OA AD, AD square and BD square. But now consider this triangle, small right angle triangle ABD. Now in this one, hypotenuse, apply Pythagoras theorem. AB square is AD square plus BD square. So AD square plus BD square is AB square. Cos theta adjacent by hypotenuse, AD by AB. Cos theta is AD by AB. So AD by AB, AB up. So AD is AB cos theta. Now substitute these two in this. AD is AB cos theta, AD square plus BD AB square. So I get OB square, the diagonal. OB square is OA square plus 2OA as it is. Now AD, I am substituting AD as AB cos theta. AD square plus BD square. AD square plus BD square is Pythagoras theorem, AB square. So that is AB. Now substitute the respective magnitudes. Length OB is R, length OA is A, length AB is B. So R is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Then the direction of the resultant. Now the resultant makes an angle alpha with the first vector A bar. Right? You can even do so by taking the angle with the other one also. Even that is also possible. Just replace. If the angle, let the angle made by the result vector with the second vector be beta. This angle is beta. Then replace tan beta. Put A in place of B. Put B in place of A. That's all. Right? So tan beta you will get. So magnitude root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and direction tan alpha B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So this way you find by mathematical formula you find the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector of two vectors acting at a point at an angle theta. So two vectors A bar B bar acting at a point at an angle theta, then the resultant magnitude root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, direction tan alpha B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So this way you find the resultant of two vectors. Well, what does this law mean actually? So let us take up the applications of this law, the parallelogram law of vectors. So what is parallelogram law of vectors? It is the analytical method of finding the resultant. Right? What was the other method? The other method was graphical method of finding the resultant. The graphical method of finding the resultant is by triangle law. You know, in triangle law you find the resultant of two vectors. Here also you find the resultant of two vectors. Don't get confused. Parallelogram law is not for four vectors. It's not for four resultant of four vectors. It is a resultant of two vectors only. Triangle law is for resultant of two vectors by a graph, by a diagram. Well, and the parallelogram law is the resultant of same two vectors by a mathematical formula, analytical method. So, if two vectors are represented as A bar and B bar are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, this is A bar, this is B bar, as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram acting at a point like this at theta, then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vectors, now that diagonal represents the resultant. The magnitude of the resultant is given as under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. And the angle made by the vector with the resultant tan alpha is B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. So that way we find the magnitude and resultant like this. You know. So the magnitude of the resultant is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and the tan alpha, the direction of the vector is given as B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Now if the angle, this is alpha, if the angle made by the resultant with this is beta, well of course theta is alpha plus beta, theta will be alpha plus beta obviously. You can even write tan beta also. What is tan beta? Replace A with B, B with A, that's all. You will get the answer there. Okay. Now coming to the applications of this one, tan, right? You know this, the other name of this one is, it is also termed as law of cosines. Why law of cosines? It is also the law of cosines. It is termed as the law of cosines. Why? Please look. From this formula, if I square upon, right, square, let me take the magnitude of resultant as R. R square is A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Now get these to the other side. So R square minus A square minus B square is 2AB cos theta. Then cos theta is R square minus A square minus B square by 2AB. If two vectors A bar and B bar form a resultant R, then the angle between the vectors cos theta is R square minus A square minus B square by 2AB. It's also termed as law of cosines, like this, right? Two vectors. So that is A vector and this is B vector. This is B vector and this is the resultant vector. Then the angle between the vectors theta, if it is R, this is A, this is B. If I extend A this side, make co-initial, this is theta. Then cos theta, you can write it as R square minus of A square plus B square by 2AB. It's also termed as law of cosines, right? Cosine rule, right? Even this way also you can find the resultant. You can find the resultant of two vectors, the analytical way of finding the resultant of two vectors, right? So this is the magnitude of the resultant, R bar, right? Okay. Now, R bar is equal to, from this one R bar, let us take up various other cases regarding this. What if the two vectors A bar and B bar are parallel to one another? What would be the resultant and what would be the direction there? Let us take up such cases where if the resultant, if the angle between the vectors, if the vectors are either parallel, anti-parallel, perpendicular, let us take up all the various possible cases there. So first vector is A bar, the other vector is B bar. Complete the parallelogram. This is the angle theta and the diagonal, this is R bar. So it is A bar and B bar. If this is B, of course this is also B. If this is A, this is also A. So addition resultant, it means R bar is equal to addition resultant A bar plus B bar. It is addition resultant. Then R is A square. Magnitude of R is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Where this is 2, if you take A, R is equal to the resultant of B and A. If I take the resultant R as B bar plus A bar, you know, addition of vector obeys the law of commutative law. A bar plus B bar is same as B bar plus A bar. So whether you are adding B to A or A to B, the resultant is same and the same magnitude R. So the magnitude of R is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and the direction of the resultant, making the angle made by the resultant with the first vector A bar, it is B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Okay, let us take up the cases. First case, what if A bar and B bar are parallel to one another? If A bar and B bar are parallel, in the sense they are like vectors, you know, I was telling you while explaining the different types of vectors. Parallel vectors, any two vectors of any nature, whatever be the unit, right? If the direction is same, then they are said to be called parallel vectors. But you know, if two similar vectors, same unit, belonging to the same physical quantity, different magnitude, direction is same, then they are called like vectors. So if A bar and B bar are like vectors, parallel vectors, well, all like vectors are parallel vectors, but all parallel vectors are not like vectors. You know, so if A bar and B bar are like vectors or parallel vectors, well, we have assumed already that A and B are belonging to same physical quantity. So now I can even write it as parallel vectors also, because already they belong to the same quantity, similar. All like vectors are parallel, but all parallel vectors are not like vectors. For example, if the body is falling freely, velocity of the body, acceleration of the body, both are in same direction. They are parallel vectors, they are not like vectors. Right? So, right, all, suppose if two bodies are falling down, acceleration of this body, acceleration of that body, both are parallel and like. So that way you can write down. So what if A bar and B bar are parallel vectors? So what do you mean parallel? Both are in same direction. So A bar and B bar both are in same direction. In the sense the angle theta is equal to 0. Angle theta is 0 degrees. So substituting theta 0 in this, I get the magnitude of the resultant is under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos of the angle between them, that is 0. You know, according to trigonometry, we know cos theta, cos 0 is 1. So if I substitute cos 0, this is 1. So when it is 1, I get A square plus B square plus 2AB. A square plus B square plus 2AB is A plus B. So therefore, R magnitude of R bar is simply just A plus B. So the resultant magnitude is magnitude of A plus magnitude of B. So mod R bar is mod A bar plus mod B bar. You know, this is said to be the maximum resultant maximum resultant of two vectors. So two vectors give you maximum resultant if they are acting in the same direction, parallel, theta 0. Then the resultant will be maximum, highest magnitude, R max. So this is termed as R max. R max is simply A plus B. So when two vectors are acting in the same direction, then the resultant, it is just the algebraic sum. You know, vectors in the same direction, when vectors are in same direction, they obey ordinary algebraic rules only when they are in same direction. So just simply A plus B. Right? When direction is common, you can just apply common, you can apply ordinary algebra. So R max is A plus B, simply like this. Maximum resultant. Then what will be the direction of the resultant? Well, I said resultant is the diagonal. So if I take one vector like this and other vector this way, then the diagonal, both starting from this point, then the diagonal. So even R bar also is in the same direction. So now R bar is also parallel to A bar and B bar. So now R bar, A bar, B bar are parallel vectors. R bar, A bar, B bar are parallel vectors. In the sense, suppose if this is A, this is B, theta angle, this is the parallelogram, then the resultant is the diagonal from here to there. The resultant goes from this point to this end, the diagonal. Now both the vectors are parallel like this. So A and B parallel. Then the resultant from this point to that point, from this corner to this corner, even that is also along the same line. So A, B parallel, even the resultant is also parallel. So now A bar, B bar and R bar all are parallel vectors. There was a very good question given based on this one in the earlier entrance examination. So in one of the national entrance examination, a very good question was given based on this. The question reads like this. A bar, B bar, C bar are three vectors such that, the question is given in pure vector notation. Pure vector notation. So A bar, B bar, C bar are three vectors such that C bar is A bar plus B bar. C is the resultant of A and B. Three vectors A bar, B bar and C bar are such that C bar is A bar plus B bar. Mod C bar is equal to mod A plus mod B. Then A bar, B bar, C bar are dash vectors. Now this was the question that was given in a previous entrance examination in pure vector notation form. The question is in pure vector notation. So let's understand what does the question really mean. A bar, B bar, C bar are three similar vectors. Well, belonging to the same physical quantity, it is understood. So A bar, B bar, C bar are three similar vectors such that the condition, they are conditioned such that the relation is C bar is A bar plus B bar. In the sense, C is the resultant of A and B. C is the resultant vector of A vector and B vector. So C is the resultant of A bar and B bar. In the sense, if A and B are two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then C is the diagonal. This is C. So A and B are two adjacent sides of a triangle of a parallelogram. Then C represents the diagonal. R is C. And he has given mod of the resultant is mod A plus mod B. Now look at this. Magnitude, if two vectors are parallel, then the resultant magnitude is mod A plus mod B. Now we have got the magnitude of the resultant is given. In the question it is given that the magnitude of the resultant is magnitude of A plus magnitude of B. The magnitude of the resultant is mod A plus mod B when the vectors are in same direction. So this is possible when A bar and B bar are in same direction. Now the question is A, B, C. He is also asking you about C also. Well, I have given you when the angle between them is 0, the resultant also lies along them. So even the resultant vector C bar also are in the same direction. C bar also lies in the same direction. So A bar, B bar, C bar all in the same direction. So they are parallel vectors. In fact, they are like vectors. To be very specific, they are like vectors because A, B belong to the same physical quantity. When you add these two, you will get the same physical quantity. Right? Velocity plus vector, velocity will give you velocity. Force plus force will give you force. So all the three belong to the same physical quantity. They are like vectors. Very good question. Right? You can say that these three are in same direction. Let's apply triangular for this. A bar, B bar are two vectors. This is A bar. Represent them as two sides of a triangle in order. What do you mean in order? First, the terminal of the first is connected to the initial of the second. So this is A bar. Then the terminal of the first is connected to the initial of the second. So this is B bar. Then the third side of the triangle, closing side or the third side joining the initial point to the final point. This is the initial point and this is the final point. So this represents the resultant vector C bar. So when they are parallel, A is like this, B is like this, and now the resultant C is this way. So A, B, C all are in same direction, like vectors. Magnitude of C is magnitude of A plus magnitude of B, right? A plus B. Now you see the length of C, it's a straight line. So it's length of A plus length of B. Very clearly visible like this, right? So magnitude of C is magnitude of A plus magnitude of B, and all are in same direction. So all are in same direction. They are parallel or like vectors. Very beautiful question asked based on this. The question is given in pure notation, pure vector notation there, right? Not given in either mathematical form or in English words. He has put it in pure vector notation. You have to make out, you have to understand. Is it? So therefore, first case, when the vectors are parallel, vectors are in same direction, then the resultant vector is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos. If theta is 0, parallel in sense theta 0, cos 0 1, I get the resultant like this. Very beautiful case. Now the second case, if I go to the second case, now again I am considering two vectors A bar and B bar according to parallelogram law of vectors A bar B bar. Then now we know if A bar and B bar are two vectors making angle theta, then mod R is under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the magnitude. Now case 2. What if A bar and B bar are in opposite direction? If, case 2, second one, A bar, B bar are in opposite direction. If they are in opposite direction. What do you mean opposite direction? Theta 180. Well, A bar is in this direction. This is A bar and this is B bar. B bar is in opposite direction like this. Then what is the resultant magnitude? Resultant magnitude and resultant direction. Now the angle between them. So the angle is 180 degrees. Theta is 180 degrees. Let me substitute in this one. So I substitute in mod R. I know. So when two vectors A bar B bar at an angle theta, then the resultant is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So therefore it is A square plus B square plus 2AB cos of the angle between them. If two vectors are in opposite direction, the angle is 180 degrees. It's cos 180 degrees. But you know, cos according to trigonometry, cos 180 is minus 1. Just substitute. So mod R is under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 minus 1. I get it as mod R is under root of A square plus B square minus 2AB. Well, A square plus B square minus 2AB, you know, this is A minus B under root A minus B whole square. So mod R is A minus B. Or you can even write as mod R is mod A bar minus mod B bar. So the resultant now is the subtraction of their magnitudes. Now this is called the minimum resultant of two vectors. So when two vectors are acting in opposite direction, then the resultant is minimum. That is A minus B. Minimum resultant of two vectors, right? So mod A is, resultant is mod A bar minus mod B bar. Minimum resultant when the angle is 180. They are anti-parallel. If two vectors are in opposite direction or anti-parallel vectors, they are anti-parallel vectors. Then the resultant is A minus B. That way you find the resultant magnitude. Now how about the direction? Now the direction. First A bar is given like this. This is A bar. Let me find the direction by the triangle law. Suppose if I take A bar like this. First vector B bar. I am taking in order, B in order. So to the terminal of the first, I am joining the initial of the second. B bar is like this. Then the line joining the initial to final. This is the resultant. So the resultant is like this. This is A bar, this is B bar and R bar. Now out of A and B, if magnitude of A is more than magnitude of B, length of A more than length of B, then the resultant will be in the direction of A. If not, let's suppose A has less magnitude but B has more magnitude, then the resultant will be in the direction of B bar. Right? So what will be the direction of A? R bar? R bar will be in the direction of the bigger vector of those two. Out of A and B, which vector has got more magnitude, then the resultant vector will be in the direction of that bigger vector. It's in the direction of the bigger vector of more magnitude. Well, if both are of same magnitude, answer is 0, null vector, obviously. Right? So resultant direction will be in the direction of the bigger vector. So that way you find the resultant and maximum resultant. Okay. So in this episode we have learned about we are taking with the topic addition of vectors. We have started with parallelogram law of vectors. Parallelogram law of vector states that two vectors related as two sides of parallelogram, adjacent sides of parallelogram, then the diagonal represents the resultant vector. Magnitude of the resultant, root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and the direction is tan alpha is B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Well, we have taken the various cases also, right? So better have a glance over all these things. Please review the things again. Try to recall the things again and again so that you remember the concepts. It will be helpful for you for the further episodes there. Okay? Right. Thank you. Tomorrow we will continue with the remaining illustrations, remaining cases regarding the parallelogram law of vectors. Okay? Thank you.